make 'em laugh, make 'em laugh. Don't you know everyone wants to laugh? My dad said, be an actor, my son, but be a comical one. They'll be standing in lines for those old honky-tonk monkey shines. Or you could study Shakespeare and be quite elite, and you could charm the critics and have nothing to eat. Just slip on a banana peel, the world's at your feet. Make 'em laugh, make 'em laugh, make 'em laugh.
Good evening. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome along to Eastwood Park Theatre, to Eastwood Rotary Club's annual charity variety show. We've got a fantastic evening ahead of us. If I just briefly introduce myself, I'm Stephen Malloy. I am the president of Eastwood Rotary Club. So if this all goes well, I get all the adulation. If this is a complete disaster, I've got a whole team of people I can blame. I want to thank you all for coming out this evening and supporting us. That's incredibly kind of you all, and I'm sure we can look forward to your generosity regarding our raffle. And at this stage, I'll also just mention and like to thank all of the acts who are performing here for you this evening, because these acts are all doing this voluntarily, giving up of their time and their talents in order to entertain you all and to assist the Rotary Club in raising funds for local communities. So I'd like to thank them now. We'll obviously thank them all the way through the evening and give them a big, big thank you at the end of the show. It's usual when you come to these kind of events to look into the audience. It's actually quite difficult with all these lights in my face, but I know we have a very special person in the audience tonight. At this point, my wife usually gets up and leaves very quickly. But I don't mean her. We have a very famous person in the audience by the name of Russell McMillan. Many of you will know, chairman of East Renfrewshire Good Causes. I'll not ask you to show yourself, Russell, because what I'm about to say is going to embarrass you. So you can slide down into your seat and hide. Russell's quite famous in the East Renfrewshire area for his good work. He's also famous for some of the kind of silly things he does. I don't know if you're aware, recently Russell lost his dog, and he stuck a little postcard up in the broom shops. He just simply said, "Here, boy." I don't think it was too successful. We all know Russell for his charity work. Russell has done quite a number of charitable things, but many of you might not be aware that Russell's very first charity gig was as a hospital DJ. He did the radio in the hospital. And it didn't last very long. Apparently some guy who'd been in a coma for 8 years got up and switched the radio off. And that gave a bit of a clue as to how successful he was. And you can't mention Russell without mentioning the real brains behind the organisation, which is of course Yvonne. And Yvonne is the person who keeps Russell's feet firmly on the ground. I loved the story recently. You've all seen Russell, he's often in the paper, and there was a journalist coming out to interview him from Glasgow, and he actually phoned the house, and Yvonne picked up the phone, and the journalist says, "Can you tell me where the Newton Mearns turn-off is?" And Yvonne said, "If you give me a couple of minutes, I'll get him on the phone." Anyway, this is not about me, this is about all these wonderful acts who are here tonight. And the first act of the evening is the act called Dance Dreams. And you'll see from your programme, this act can trace its way all the way back to Fred Astaire, when the founder of this organisation was actually one of the teachers of the famous Fred Astaire. The youngest in this group is 6 years old. So I don't think she was there when they were teaching Fred Astaire. But if I can just ask you all to put your hands together, a rousing welcome please for Dance Dreams. You're probably just as exhausted as I am. Yeah? Wasn't that absolutely fantastic? And the good news is you'll see a little bit more of them later as well. So you can look forward to that. Our next act, in contrast, is a lovely young lady called Charlotte Pother. And Charlotte is currently training at the Royal Conservatoire of Scotland. And I have to say she looked very, very likely to achieve her ambition of one day touring the world as a singing soprano. Anyway, she's here tonight. She's accompanied by Marcus Kitchen on the piano. And I wish you all put your hands together again. And please welcome to the stage, Charlotte Pother. again, wasn't that truly wonderful? A little apology for the slight technical difficulty at the beginning. My wife will have noticed that I was extremely slow to offer my services to fix anything. I'm well known in our house for my DIY skills. My definition of a handyman is a guy that lives around the corner who knows how to fix things. And that's certainly what I was looking for there this evening. So that was Charlotte. And a very similar theme. We're absolutely chuffed to have with us this evening Ross Wilson, also from the Royal Conservatoire of Scotland. And Ross is an extremely gifted guitarist and will be playing for you next. So I hope again you will enjoy this very sophisticated part of the evening. An opportunity for you to sort of slightly relax after the hectic dancing of the first part of the evening. So if we're all ready to go. I'm waiting for a tap on the shoulder or something, but thank you. You've noticed the slick way that we're switching between acts. I'm just less enthusiastic about rushing back too quickly this time in case there's you can't unplug a guitar, surely. That should be all right. So without further ado, can I ask you again to put your hands together. A very warm welcome to Ross Wilson. Thank you. Thank you again. I'm sure you're very much enjoying the variety this evening. Wonderful classical playing there from young Ross Wilson. I think it's a name that we'll hear again. On next we have a brother and sister, Connor and Samantha Burnett. Now Connor will be singing solo later on this evening, but for the first part of the evening, Connor will be singing with his younger sister Samantha. So a big night out for the family. So if you could put your hands together once again, a phrase I've been using quite a lot this evening. Very warm welcome to Connor and Samantha Burnett. Red, by the way. Okay, that was Connor and his sister Samantha. I hope you enjoyed that as much as we did. Now, I noticed earlier on when I announced that when we had dance streams out that the youngest member of that group was 6 years old, and there was an audible gasp went up from the audience. If I tell you that our next act, Scene 1 Theatre Arts, features a mix of ages from 4 and upwards, I guess you'll be surprised. It won't take you too long to notice the 4-year-olds. So, a fantastic bunch of kids, all ages, fantastic singing, some fantastic dancing, you will see a stage full of talent forming behind me. We've had to try very, very hard to keep them quiet in the wings because they're excited, so excited about being out here tonight. They're keepers, if we're allowed to call them that. But keepers have been trying to keep a lid on the noise and allow them to set themselves settled. I'm incredibly impressed that I hope they're quietly assembling behind me. Seem to be. So, yes, so I think you will really, really enjoy Scene 1 Theatre Acts, who are our next act. Trust they are ready to perform. Quite suspicion there might be a few parents and grandparents in the audience. Okay, Scene 1 Theatre Acts. Hello. I know we're running slightly behind time. We've got a very, very brief final act. You've always got to remember these artists have practiced long and hard to present to you this evening, so we don't want to sort of take away their opportunity. This final part is just a small group of the Dance Dreams team, who will be performing a very short, but very highly charged, fairly entertaining piece for you to set you off into the break. So if you will bear with us for the final part of the first part of this evening, I bring Dance Dream. You're welcome. Thank you. Very impressed by the way I put my arms up. And there was light. And thank you very much for that first act, all of the acts. I thought they were fantastic. We're a wee bit behind time, as you know, so if I can ask everyone to perhaps be back in their seats in about 15 minutes' time, have an interval, and at that stage we'll also be drawing the raffle. So make sure you've got your raffle tickets handy for the start of the second half. But that ends the first half of the show, so I hope you've enjoyed that. Thank you. I wasn't sure they'd actually finished. You may have noticed the enthusiasm went all the way out of the auditorium. Okay, we now have that's what I think I would describe. I was just talking to Ross there, the guitarist, that kind of oasis of calm in the part of the performance where Ross will once again perform solo on the guitar for us. I think it's just a nice quiet part of the evening again, so you can all relax a little bit. So if you would do me a great favour again, and put your hands together and welcome. You all been on holiday yet? No, somebody been on holiday? We're just back, actually. My wife organised it. A hotel said it would be wonderful. And I have to admit, we arrived at the front desk and I was a wee bit concerned. It's just I didn't feel the like the place too much, slightly worried about it. And we were checking in, the receptionist was a bit cheeky. And she actually said to me, and I was now worried about the price. I think this is maybe a bit too expensive, this place. I don't know what Heather was thinking about. So she said, do you want a room with a bath or a shower? And I said, starting to weigh it up, is there a difference? And she said, well, with a bath you've got to lie down. So I thought, all right, she's been cheeky to me, also I'm a sophisticated traveller. I said, I would like to be cold in the morning. And she said, well, leave your radiators off and open the windows. But the really bizarre thing was, 3 o'clock in the morning, I wake up, and there's Heather staring through the bedroom window. And I lay there for a couple of minutes and I thought, should I get up and let her in? Anyway, that was me doing a very neat piece of covering for the piano, just in case. I really don't want to get hauled in to fix it, as you can probably imagine. So, can I ask you again to give a warm round of applause and welcome back Charlotte Botha. Thank you. Absolutely fantastic, I think you'll agree. So remember the name Charlotte Botha? We saw her here first, Royal Conservatoire of Scotland. I'm pretty confident that she's going to go on to achieve her dreams of singing soprano all over the world, so fantastic. A couple of acts to go. Next we have a young lad that you saw in the first half, a local lad, Conor Burnett, and he will be singing a couple of songs for you now. I hope you'll enjoy them. That's a big warm round of applause for Conor. Very carefully to see where this gap in the curtain is. Right, there we go. Okay, well, that was young Conor Burnett, local lad. I hope you enjoyed that. And our final act is just about to come on, and it's those very dynamic young ladies from Dance Dreams, and while they the Dance Dreams crowd in. And, just while we wait, I did say at the beginning of the evening that I am president of the Rotary Club of Eastwood. Actually, this is my final act as president, handing over the reins to our new president as of this week. And someone did say to me I'd done a fantastic job as president of Eastwood Rotary Club. When I took over, we were standing on the edge of a precipice, was how it was described to me. But since I've taken over the role this year, we've made a massive step forward. I think that was encouraging words, but now that you've all started laughing at me, I'm starting to have a second thoughts on that. Anyway, many thanks again for you all coming out this evening. It gives me great pleasure to introduce our final act of the evening, and that is, of course, Dance Dreams. Thank you. Far too dangerous for me. That is the end of our show. Thank you very much indeed, everyone. Very quick thanks. I'd like to thank all of the staff of Eastwood Theatre, and particularly the production guys. I really appreciate all their hard work. Thank you very much to them. I'd also like to thank the members of Eastwood Rotary Club. There's been a lot of work gone into up to this event, and of course this evening, so I'd like to thank all of them for all their terrific effort as well. I'd also like to thank you for coming out this evening and supporting us. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. I hope we've been entertaining, and you've had the opportunity to also assist us in raising funds for quite a number of worthy causes locally. So again, thank yourselves very much for coming. And last, but certainly not least, we must thank all of the acts. Remember that they all gave of their time and their talent at no cost at all to us, so we really must thank them enormously for all of their hard work and effort. So thank you to you all, safe home, and hopefully we'll see quite a number of you along here next year. Thank you very much indeed. Good night.